Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower. Let's face it, seeding in the nursery is tedious and time-consuming. Turn the drudgery into efficiency with the time and labor-saving Quick Click Seeder by Modern Grower. The Quick Click can seed a full nursery tray in seconds. It's fully compatible with all trays on the market, such as paper pot, airstrip, cell trays, prop tech, and more. The Quick Click can also be used for microgreens. Cut your time spent seeding by 75% with a Quick Click Seeder available at shop.moderngrower.co.
So not even on a biological level, what makes Trichoderma dominant over disease-producing fungi and organisms? Why does that win when you have disease-suppressing organisms and these trichodermas in the same soil?
So the answer, for the most part, you can never say in every case, but for the most part, it's because of this ability to colonize roots and to induce the plant to control the diseases, so that you can have disease on the foliage, and even though the trichoderma is only in the roots, it controls that disease on the foliage. But
how does it do that? So say powdery mildew is an example. So you have trichoderma on the roots, you have a plant growing, powdery mildew shows up on the foliage, and
it doesn't show up. That's the point. Now, if trichoderma is there. And so what happens is that the trichoderma, there's a complex interaction with the plant cell membranes that induces the plant to produce active disease-controlling properties. And these go systemically, and they're, quote, transduced throughout the entire plant. So when we started, we thought other things were going on. For example, Trichoderma is very good at parasitizing other fungi. It wraps around them. And when we thought this had to be the mechanism, because we could see it for example, in soil and on seeds, but it's not the primary mechanism. The primary mechanism in most cases is this induced systemic resistance. So the plant controls it, but this plant is told to produce it by the activity of the fungi.
So is it the plant producing antibiotics or something that disease organisms?
Well, yeah, they're analogous to antibiotics. There are pretty well recognized pathways for what they're called induced systemic resistance and systemic acquired resistance, and they're separate pathways, although there's crosstalk between the two. And these pathways are quite useful for controlling diseases, and some of them, through the same mechanisms, they also increase photosynthesis. They increase resistance to stresses like drought, salt, and this sort of thing. They increase plant yield, or they induce an increase in plant yield. One of the really important things is that they increase root growth. And so the roots grow deeper, bigger, stronger. And of course, that's really good as another aspect to drought resistance. So they're multifunctional.
Right. And inducing the plant to protect itself, is it more, and this is more on the plant level, is the plant killing what's on it from these induced chemicals?
No, killing is not what they do. They suppress it. And this is one of the reasons there's an advantage to these biologicals over chemicals, because if you have a chemical that's lethal, then it kills whatever organism it comes in contact with. But Trichoderma and the induced resistance systems don't kill it, so the pathogen can still stick around, but it's controlled so that it doesn't cause disease. because it's not lethal, there's not the selection for resistant types.
What's the evolutionary advantage of that? Like, why have the pathogens stick around? What versus saying go away?
Well, I don't know about the evolutionary advantage, but there's a big advantage to us because, as I say, resistance doesn't develop because they're still there. So they're just controlled, suppressed, but they're not eliminated.
Hello, growers. If you enjoy podcasts like this one, tune into my podcast In Search of Soil on YouTube for a deep dive into the mysteries beneath our feet. Join me as I explore topics such as mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms, compost, biochar, and more. It's a soil nerd's dream. We're going deep. We're talking to scientists about all things soil related. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a gardener just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Check out In Search of Soil on YouTube.